So, hopefully you guys are hanging in there. Libra was quite a ride. Um, Still not fully finished. The Venus in retrograde stuff is going to be moving back into Libra if it hasn't already. At least it's out of Scorpio, thank God. But it is still going to have some wrap-up time. So, if you've already been presented with a situation in which you had to deal with a past love or something that you haven't been dealing with in your current relationship, has been illuminated. That's happening for everybody. You're not alone, but it is up to you to do what's best for yourself. And if it means moving on, then you got to do it. If it's not serving you, if you guys aren't challenging each other to be better, to really improve. If that person doesn't make you feel good, then it's time to leave it all behind. So that's what we're seeing a lot, and then past love may come up, somebody that you really have a hard time resisting, but it's really obvious that it wasn't working, is what we're seeing. So just shut that door in their face before they even get the chance to ask you something, and then just try to see why is that person resurfacing? Is there something we haven't learned through that relationship? Has it carried over into our current relationship and we're still struggling with the same thing? Because that's, I think, what a lot of people are going through. So, people come into our lives for a reason, and we really have to be open to learning the lessons, no matter how hard that they're showing us. So the world reversed. You guys don't feel like going anywhere. You don't feel like you can move. You don't feel like anything is possible right now, and that's understandable. Totally understandable. It's been a really rocky Libra season. I mean, for the season that I think most people look forward to, like highly, because Libras stand for fun, good times, friendships, parties, all of that. Like fall's taken off, so we have all these new trends, very Libra, but this year it was just something else, really was. It was very hard to enjoy, very hard. So, okay. I went all the way over here. Ugh. Okay, so, all right. So somebody is keeping you from the world. This could be the lover. This could be that person. If they're an air sign, look out for that. But somebody that is very cunning, is making you feel like you have no options, that you can't go anywhere. I'm sorry, I just woke up. I look a mess. All right. So 7 is a the number for Libra. It's the 7th sign. So this could certainly be a lover. Maybe this person at once promised you the world, and now they're trying to just get away with what they can. They're really deceiving you. And I don't know how well you're noticing it, because they're really good at it. So, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. We're definitely talking about love here, you guys. So, again, like I was saying, this person promised you everything. You really thought you could have the world with this person, that life would just be way better, that you could really have like a storybook romance. You could have kids, a family, whatever that means to you. You could just have it all with that person. And now the tides have turned. Now it's all drifting away. Like it's being revealed that they had ulterior motives. They weren't really in it the way you guys were. So the money is going up and down. If this person has gotten away with some of your possessions. That's, I'm sorry to hear, but it is possible that you just, or either you just feel like you've lost so much with this person, um, and that it's hurt you financially. That you invested, not only you in that relationship, but you invested material assets and your wealth in it too, and now it was just all for nothing. If you guys were planning a vacation or a trip, um, it doesn't look like that's going to be um, culminating. I think you already know that by now. Doesn't look like it's going to come to fruition because this person isn't on the same page with you in a bigger sense, and um, I hope you can realize that if you haven't already. Um, but there's a lot of pain there, and maybe you're selling yourself short. Capricorn has a tendency, they're the devil card, but you guys restrict everyone else so much. But I think what you don't let other people see is that you do hold yourself back too. And it's more in an emotional sense. And that's what we see with this card, that you're doing it to yourself. Maybe there's some self-inflicted pain. You're just like, do I deserve this? You know? Is that why this is happening to me? Because I don't really feel like I deserve it? Um, yeah. So, King of Pentacles reverse. If this is an earth sign, particularly Taurus, well, we're about to see the Taurus full moon, so it could certainly be Taurus. They're all coming to a head right now. But this person is, yes, very greedy at the moment. That's where this is coming in. They are trying to get away with what they can on you, and they're just going to want to party and have fun, and they're not being responsible, and it's really, really upsetting you. If they're being unfaithful to you, that's a possibility of that card, just like the Hierophant reverse. They it's just because they look so good, so they feel like they can just kind of get away with anything, and that's what that Seven of Swords is. They feel like they can get away with anything. So, unfortunately, you picked a bad egg. I'm sure they appeared very nice to begin with. Like, you could have that, you could have it all with them, but it looks like they're holding on to their stuff for themselves. They're not sharing. Whether they were at one point or not, but they certainly are not sharing now. Watch out for, a male at work that is not swindling you, but maybe he promised you a raise or something, and now it's not coming through, and you were depending on that to happen, or you were depending on some time off or some vacation, a trip, and now this person has completely, wow, it's a lot. Okay. If I'm going to read all of these, Jesus. Okay. Let me keep going here. Yeah, maybe this person just didn't follow through. But you guys are really, really feeling it. You're really, really, really upset at the fact that you can't have it all now, where it all seemed possible before. Okay. And yes, we're still talking about love here. So this is somebody that, you have been in a relationship for a while, or maybe they resurfaced in your life and you knew them when you were younger, and you're having to deal with that now. That's what this Venus in retrograde is all about, dealing with this past love energy. Somebody that could make you feel like a child, like you guys were very young together. It's very spontaneous love, and you could access each other's inner child, but unfortunately, the past is in the past. I mean, you guys should know that above all else, but you guys give it so much of an emphasis. Um, so it allows you not to be able to fully move on, Capricorn, when you're focused too much on the past all the time. Even though you guys are planners, you're not really um, looking to change things. It's more about when you plan something, it's to achieve a goal, but you're not really looking to go on like a soul-searching mission into the future. I think that's one of the biggest difference between you and Aquarius, is that Aquarius really is looking for deep change, deep forward movement. And you guys, yes, you're planners, but it's more about what can you obtain, what can you achieve, in a status kind of aspect. Oh yeah, ooh, this person looks really good to you guys. Looks really good. Some Taurus energy, Gemini. Um, I mean, they look so good. I mean, you know what I think about Tauruses already, you guys. I talk about it all the time. But um, what we're getting here is you the foundation that once was is no longer there. So you don't have that ability to jump right where you left off, or if you've already built something for them and you're trying to just step right back into it, it's not going to happen. Yes, it looks like you put some work into it, or you are going to, but um, like I said, people, the past is a past, and this person isn't on your level, okay? I mean, but they're gonna look really good when they present themselves to you. Um, but just don't reach out. Don't reach out. Don't put all of your blood and sweat and tears into it. Because it's just not meant for you. It's hard. I know we all get excited when we see the Lovers card, but it's not always a good thing, especially if it's tied to your past. Yeah, it's not always a good thing, because you guys, like I was just saying, is tied to your past. Through this, you're really going to kind of smother what you do have, and you're going to kind of kill it because you're giving it so much love and stuff, and it's not readily open to receiving it. You guys have a sense of painting a brighter picture on past circumstances and instances, um, because it's comforting to you, and I get that, but I think you know better. So we don't want to ever repeat the past, no matter how good. It's just, what's the point? We've been through it already. There are other fish in the sea. So let's see, a couple other things fell down here. So Ace of Swords and King of Wands reverse. So Ace of Swords, you guys may be able to overcome this. It is possible, and it looks like maybe you're kind of given like a lucky streak or something where you say it, you just get away just in time. Um, and King of Wands reversed is fire. So we see two kings already. They're both reversed. So um, the men and the female, like basically anybody other than you right now, is going to, um, maybe this is just a you time, but it's really painful for you to be by yourself right now. So you don't even want you time. So that's why all these other people are coming into play here. But it looks like none of them are going to really help you along right now. Um, so a fire sign, a male fire sign, he's going to be pretty domineering, pretty assertive, demanding. If it's like someone that's very creative, like an artist or a photographer, something like that, they are going to be the ones that um, you can kind of overcome. You know, um, let's see here. Nine of Wands. Let me pick up these other ones that fell. I don't really know what you guys are saying with that. So Hermit reversed. Yes, you don't feel like you can be alone. Um, and it's almost like being alone is defeat for you guys or something like that, and so you're trying to overcome it. Like you just don't want to be alone. And it looks like you achieved that. Um, but the cards say something else. You should be alone. You should be resting. You should be recharging. Scorpio is a very, very destructive energy, but it's also extremely positive because we get to put on a new life, a new journey once we leave this stuff behind. Um, and I really think this is only something that you can do. No one's going to help you through this. It looks like everyone else that comes up for you right now is just going to be too demanding of you. They're going to be very aggressive, very sharp, critical. It's just everything that you don't want to hear. And you're just going to feel like everyone's getting the better of you, that you just can't win. And it looks like that, but it's because you can't drop this idea of like being where the action is all the time. You just can't be solitary right now, and you really need to. You really need to take some time away from everything that's going on to get some perspective and to get some future movement. Yeah, because you guys just aren't really looking for growth currently, but it's coming for you. So we want to have our hand out ready for that sword when it comes out of the air so we can grab it, you know. um, yeah, it's kind of like the sorting hat, like with Godric Gryffindor's sword, and how Harry was battling the snake and everything, and then he was able to pull it out of the hat because um, he he was just so courageous, you know? And it's like you guys need to find your courage to overcome this. Um, and then it'll be a lot easier than you expect it once you do, but you can't fake it. You can't fake it. But you need to stop telling yourself that you're losing time and time again. Not that you aren't, but there is a natural shedding process to this season, and we all have to know that going into it because Scorpio represents kind of the hardest aspects of our life. It's death, something that no one wants to deal with. No one wants to let things go, but there is great new life come Sag season. We get to kind of start all over in a way and completely chart a new course before we get to you guys. And we really want to see some positive things come your birthday, come the new year. So it would be better to start making some momentum in that sense. But I really think that you just need to stop idealizing the past. And I think once you do, you will see that chance for victory. Um, and it's like you've already achieved so much, but it's more of like all this stuff is just weighing on you. It's demanding its responsibilities, and it's time to leave some of this behind. Once we get to this card, we've got um, what, three less wands to take care of. So it's like you can't access your real strength because there's just so much on your plate. And so that's why I'm saying you need to take a hiatus. You need to separate yourself from some of these situations, because people are just going to see that you just can't let go, and they're just going to keep winning over you. You know what I mean? They're just going to keep um, like putting salt on the wound, in a way. So, but not the worst. I mean, you guys should watch the Scorpio reading, because they were really, really going through the roughest so far. Sag wasn't all that great either, but we're in just this big transitional period, so things aren't very light right now. They're very heavy. They're very deep. Um, and so it's just natural to see some of this stuff, but just don't let it get the best of you. Just because somebody looks really good, um, looks very inviting, and it looks like there's room for you there, doesn't mean that there is emotionally. Um, yeah, that's my advice. But you will definitely be dealing with some relationship issues, um, and this past stuff coming up if it hasn't already. So just take your time, but really, really try to overcome this stuff. And I think you just have to learn how to not hold the past in such high esteem, especially right now, because it'll get the better of you. And yeah, I think you guys just really, really need some rest. Stop taking on so much to distract you from all of this, because you have to see things clearly right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry, it's a little less fun this season, but hey, Halloween's still coming up, so we all get at least one night of crazy. Hopefully you can enjoy it. I wasn't able to enjoy my one night of crazy, but um, there are bigger things coming for me, so we will see.